Mr. Reid, where are you from originally?
New Haven, Connecticut,
Okay, well, tell me how you ended up in the service.
because I always wanted to fly, and that was the only way I could do it. Well, it was 9 months of training as a pilot. Primarily, there were other stuff thrown in, but
What type of plane were you eventually assigned to?
B-17,
Were you co-pilot at that point?
initially co-pilot, yeah.
So tell me about leaving California and going to Hawaii. What happened?
A big surprise. Well, we took off on schedule from San Francisco, and it was a 15-hour flight in those days. And we came in over Diamond Head, and we started to see a lot of puffs of smoke in the sky. I was co-pilot. I pointed it out to the pilot, and he said, "Oh, they're just shooting stuff and burning sugar cane and stuff like that." I think I might have told him some of that's burning on the water, and that doesn't burn very well on the water. And that was that. Anyhow, we came in to Hickam Field, which is on the way into Pearl Harbor itself, on the right-hand side, about 3/4 of the way down. That was just supposed to be a stopover. We were on our way to the Philippines. We never did get there.
Was it to refuel or get supplies or?
Oh yeah, you couldn't fly straight to the Philippines from the States, and so that was only a third of the way.
So when you came in and you saw what you were told was sugarcane burning, what happened at that point?
I laughed loudly, but not where he knew it. His name was Swede Swenson, and he was a wonderful guy, but just sort of out of my league, fortunately. Yeah, well, started pointing out the stuff to him until he finally believed it. And but we had no choice but to continue into land. We were attacked on our base leg and final approach. And they did quite a bit of damage, and we were set on fire just before landing. It never caused us any problem until we landed, and then there was a lot of fire and smoke coming up from the back of the airplane.
Did you try to get away from the Japanese at all?
No, because there was nowhere to go.
Were you able to fire back at them?
No, we had guns, but no ammunition, because the ammunition would weigh so much for the first leg to Hawaii, which was the safe leg. And from then on, or all the way over, we were going to have ammunition. Well, fortunately, we didn't get on fire until we were on the final approach, and that was very fortunate. So we just knew we had to continue with the landing, which we did. When we stopped, which we stopped very shortly, a real short stop. So we both sat there with all the airplanes flying around and completely shut it down the way we normally would, which was strange because could have cared less. They shot the airplane all up.
So you didn't even need to do that, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, they just did it by habit. We got out, and the plane was already burning, and we had to jump off the front of the wing because I remember now it had actually buckled. Midships, it buckled like this. That raised the wing as it buckled, and we had no alternative but to jump off the wing. I don't know how high it was. It must have been 12, 15 feet anyhow, that the wing was when we jumped off. When you're in the pilot and co-pilot seat and engineer seat, there's an escape hatch right behind you, and the engineer had gotten that open and out. He went out, and then we went out. I felt when I got out and the Japanese were still going around and attacking us, that the engine would provide immense fire suppression. So I hopped up on the wheel and had all the engine over me and lived happily ever after.
Where was the rest of the crew?
They had all dispersed to places unknown.